Welcome to the next edition. Today, we are going to talk about PowerPoint programs. And as you can see, you see how powerful they've spoken about PowerPoint. This version 2.7. So, Office PowerPoint 2.7 has a new initiative user interface called the ribbon that helps you create better presentation much more quickly than you could in earlier versions of PowerPoint. You can see that Office PowerPoint offers new and improved effect themes, a set of unified design elements that provides a look for your document by using color fonts and graphics, and enhanced formatting options that you can use to create great looking dynamic presentation in a fraction of the time that you used to spend. What am I trying to say? PowerPoint helps you create different creatives. PowerPoint helps you make your presentation very bright and good. PowerPoint helps you edit your videos. PowerPoint helps you to bring out more knowledge to the world. So let's talk about the interface of PowerPoint. Now, as you can see, we have the start menu here where you launch your PowerPoint. Then you see the office button. The office button you will see new just like in MS Word, which I've talked earlier. You see new to create a new document, to open a new document, to open an existing document. Also to save a document to a particular name you wish that is saved as. Also, you can print your document through that area. You can prepare a document to any format you want to. You can publish your document to the web. Also, you can close it. You can open existing document which you have already used in the PowerPoint. So now in the home tabs, well, these are the menus in the home tabs. You can see paste. We have talked about this in Microsoft Word. You can see copy, cut, format painter. We have talked about this. You have new slide layout, reset, delete. You have BIU. All these things we have talked about this. That is here. You can see all these things we have talked about it in MS Word. So now we are going to talk about just this one and this. Now, new slides is to create a new page. That is a new page different from this one. Just like if you click now, you see many different titles. You see like title slide, title and content, session headers, to content, comparison, title only blank, content with caption, picture with caption. That is, you can add it to the title slide, just like what you see, it's a title slide. Now, if you want to add another page, it's a title and content where you can write the title up there, then the content down. Now, if it's a session header where you can just write the sessions only. If it is two content, you can just write the title and put your content. If you comparison, you can compare both with images, graphs, and so on and so forth. So that is how it works. In layout, it's still the same thing. In layout, it's still the same thing you're going to find there. Then in reset, it's to reset that particular image, that particular slide to its normal standard. To delete is to remove the slide from the presentation. That's to remove a particular page from the presentation. Now you can put the document, italics your document underline. You can strike through. This one is called what? It's called text shadow. You can put a text shadow on your document. Then this is a character spacing. You can space your document, adjust the spacing between characters. Here you can change the casing either to title case, uppercase, and so on and so forth. Here you can also font your color. That's a font color. You can change the color, the font to its color. Here you can increase, decrease. Here I've told you already. Here you can change your font. Here you can increase your font. So here is on align text to left. Here is middle center. Here is right, and here is center. That is justify to be in a normal page. While here you can change it to columns. In MX Word, which we have talked about earlier, the columns is found in insert, but here it is found in Word in Home because it's a different package from Word MS Word. This is Microsoft Office PowerPoint. So here is to line spacing. To put your line spacing, here is in here is to decrease list level and increase list level. Here is your bulletin, that is numbering. Here is your bulletin. So here is your text direction to change the orientation of text to vertical stack or rotate it to the desired direction. Here is to align your text, change how text is aligned within the text box. Here is to convert your text to smart drive, to convert text to smart art graphics, to visually communicate information. Also, smart art graphics range from graphical lists and process diagrams to more complex graphics such as Venn diagrams and organizational charts. Here is a text box. Here is a text box. Here, all these things here are shapes. You can put shapes. Here is a line. Here's an arrow. Here is a rectangle. Here is a cycle. What that is called oval. Here is a rounded rectangle. Here is a triangle, and so on and so forth. Here is your shapes. You can click your shapes if you want to add shapes to it. Here is to arrange objects on the slide by changing their order, positions, and rotation. Also, you can use this arrange to group multiple objects together so that they will be treated like a single object. Now, here is a quick style to change a visual style for the shape or line. Here is smart shape fill. You can fill a selected shape with a solid color graded pictures or textures. Here is shape outline. Simplify the color, specify the color, weight and line style of the outline of the selected shape, just like what you see here in this Office PowerPoint. Also, shape effect, that is to apply a visual effect to the selected shape, such as shadow, glue, reflections, or 3D rotation. Here is to find and replace, find text in the document, replace text in the document, and also to select text or object in the document. Use select object to allow you to select objects that have been positioned behind the text. So all these things are what comprises of the home tabs. And if you go to insert, you see others, tables, which you see in the MS Word also. To insert or draw a table into the document. In Word, you can also convert existing table into a table. So you can see it now. Here is a picture to insert a picture from a file. Here is a clip art. Insert clip art into the document, including drawing, movies, sounds, or stock for the photography to illustrate a specific concept. Here in this clip art, you can find it in insert in MX Word also. Photo album. This one is to create or edit a presentation based on a set of pictures. That if you want to create a presentation based on a set of pictures, you can edit each picture will be placed on its own slide. Understand? Here is shapes, which you have seen in the this thing, to insert ready-made shapes such as rectangle and cycles, arrow lines, flowchart symbols. And you can use shapes for flowchart. You can use shape to create your flowchart. You can use shapes to do your designs. Also, smart art, which you have seen in the home tabs already, to insert a smart art graphics to visually communicate information. Also, chart, to insert a chart to illustrate and compare data by chart, pie chart, line chart, area chart, and surface chart are some of the available types. Now, hyperlinks, that is to create a link to the web page, a picture, an email address, or a program. Also, action. Here is to add an action to the selected object to specify what should happen when you click on it or hover over it with your mouse. Here is a text box to insert a text box into the document or add text to the selected shapes. Here is a header and footer. Edit the header and footer just like what we did before in MS Word, where the header is on top here and the footer is down here, but it cannot be edited except you remove it. Then here is what are to insert the corrective text in your document. You can find this in MS Word also. You can find this in MS Word. Same this one MS Word. Here is date and time. You can insert your date and time. Slide number to add numbering. Here is symbol object to insert an object and embedded edge. You can even add a movie. Insert a movie into the presentation. Here is movie. You can add a movie in the presentation. You can add sounds from your system. That is from your storage to the presentation. Also, design page setup. You can set up your page. Slide orientation, you can set it adapt between portrait or landscape. It's on landscape already. Yes, to change your design. Anywhere you click, the design is going to change by itself. You can see anywhere you click, the design is going to change by itself. So it's to change your design. So now here is color, to change the color of the design that is here. That is to change the color of the design that is here. So now change the color of the design that is here. Here is font to change the font, effect to change the effect, also background style. That is to choose the background style for this theme. Right click any style for all is to apply it. Also here is to hide your background graphics. Don't show the background graphics included in the theme you have selected. So now we are done with design. We are done with design. So let's go to animation. Let me go back to this one. And let me go back to this. Let's go back to animation. Animation preview. To preview a particular the animation and slide transition you have created for this slide. Here is custom animation. Here is automatic. Here is animation. You can click, then click on your animation. It's going to work immediately. Just look at. I've clicked and you click on any animation. It's going to work. Like now we have done another animation. So now transition sign, you can add sign. Many animations that are here. Transition speed, you can choose how fast to animate. Here is to apply to all your document. Here is no sound. You can even select a slant to play during the transition between the previous slides. Let's say a camera, add that to be fast. A mouse click, advanced slide. That is wait until a mouse click to move to the next slide. And automatically after move to the next slide after a certain number of seconds. Let's say 1 second or 5 seconds. So now on your slideshow, from beginning to play the slide from beginning, from current slides at the other particular page that you are, custom slideshow. To create or play a custom slideshow, a custom slideshow display only the slide you selected. That is the one you selected, that's the one that is going to show. Setup slideshow, this setup advanced. Hide slide to hide the slide. Also record narration to record it, to rephrase timing. Also resolution, use presentation view, use current, and so on and so forth. Review, this one in Microsoft Word, and review all these things. This is normal to change how it's going to look at. All these things is also fine in Microsoft Word. Format, you can format how the document looks like. This shape text box here is called what? Here is how to change the shape styles, how you want the shape style to look at. You can see. So shape fill, shape outline, shape effect. You have talked about this. This is Leo. That is what style add. That is how it's going to look at. This are the addition of the color, the selection point to align a document, also to rotate the document. You can also group a document. You can also crop. So that is all for now. So all these things, let's play it now. Let's play the slideshow from beginning. So you can see now immediately that the camera was captured. The replay in transition was what? The animation was entered. So that is how it works. So that is how it works. Thank you. Thank you.